Hello, everybody. This is Jim Okersinski with your weekly lecture video. So, this is the beginning of chapter 4. I urge everyone to take a look at the readings in chapter 4 here that I have listed. However, most of chapter 4 has some useful content. So, I would like to really just begin with preparing to write the draft. Is a good place to start. I also listed in the resources page here information on the lecture videos, how to build a quote sandwich, providing context around a quote or even a paraphrase, how to format your MLA essay and document, and also how to format a works cited page, because we are moving past the annotated bibliography and into writing the research essay. So let me get to the main assignment here. First draft, let me get the final draft essay assignment. Is this the upload? Oh, sorry. Let me go back here. Instructions. There we go. So, the last big assignment that we have is the research essay. This is where your topic that you've been working on and all the source information, your 6 sources, and even maybe a little bit more will kind of like all come together, and the purpose behind all these activities is to point toward the research essay. So the final research essay is about 2,500 words with excluding the works cited page. It'll be formatted according to MLA guidelines, and I have all of the criteria right here. And believe me when I say this is what I'm looking for in your particular document. That's why I have the resources there for how to format an MLA guideline. So there's 2 organizational patterns there. It's narrative or argumentative logic that Ballinger describes in the textbook. When we get to that, we have exploring or arguing as an example here. I believe if you look up in some of the following argumentative logic and I believe narrative logic here, kind of read through and think about how you want to organize your particular draft. The idea of chapter 4 here is getting to really go from the research and the source material and worrying about that to pulling your information together and put it into a digestible form for an audience. So I think this is really an important chapter here. I urge you all to read through it. It's got great tips in here, like refining your research question, refining your thesis. All of the information that the textbook has is really critical in helping you get started here. From a thesis, like sharpening your point, thesis from a question of value, question of policy, interpretation, all of these templates here can get you thinking in a different way about your particular topic. So the purpose behind all of this is to work toward the research essay draft. I have a research essay example there. I also have an instructional video. It might be an older video, but nonetheless, it might be appropriate for you to extract some content on how a research essay should look like and some of the steps involved here. Let me get to the first draft. Now, what we have as we're working through some of the exercises is we have the first draft of the research essay. So the first draft will be kind of a complicated process that I'll cover it a little bit later, how we have to post it to an assignment, and then it's going to go into a discussion board where peer review will happen. But I have all the criteria here for the first draft. Now, this is a consultation type draft. You'll upload a draft. I will comment on it, offer feedback, about your particular first draft, something to add, something to rethink, formatting, any kind of issues that I think that might need to be addressed. Your job then is to turn around and make those revisions based upon that, along with your peer review suggestions, and then submit the final draft. So, I have the list of criteria here, looking for the 6 sources. In text citation, also a bibliographic list, which would be your works cited page. Have to have that. Double space, typical MLA formatting. The first draft should be stretched out to about 2,000 words or so. The more that you provide in the first draft, the more feedback you'll be able to get, and it'll basically help you for the final draft assignment. Now, this is a one submission and done. I don't keep re-looking at these. I'll comment on your draft, and I expect you to make those changes for the final draft. So let me get back to the module here. Okay, look for some other additional information about how to go about pulling together the first draft. Remember the principles of citation here, as really cover that in a separate video, but you're going to want to read this through about working with source material, how we introduce sources in text, how we go about providing parenthetical citations, and how it has to cross-reference to the works cited page. So those are all things to start looking and thinking about. Our activity in the coming weeks will not only be the dialogue with Dave, we're going to also get into the discussion board 13, which is exercise 4.3, where you'll actually write some openings for your particular research essay. That is a worthwhile activity, so you may want to take a look at that. All right, I'm getting a little long here, so if you have any questions or issues, please send me an email.